Friday, Jamal. Long ass week, dude. What happened today? What happened to you today? Those kids drive you crazy yet, or what?
Did I what?
Those kids drive you crazy yet, or what?
First of all, my students know not to drive me crazy, but they try anyway. Mm-hmm. They're unique individuals that they just tried. But it's a new sheriff in town, and they know not to play with me. And every day is something new. Today wasn't that bad, but yesterday.
What happened yesterday?
Oh, man, let me tell you about it. Long story short, I don't know if you saw my status. I was like, stop letting your kids watch Love and Hip Hop because they don't have this reality of what's real and what's not real.
I think people in general should stop watching Love and Hip Hop.
I mean, everybody needs their escape.
Don't defend them, Jamal.
Everybody needs their escape. However, we have got to start watching what our kids watch, and I agree with you. We have to get some more things watched besides that. There's some good TVs on TV, right? Like This Is Us and The Good Doctor. And I understand everybody likes a little drama. I mean, especially with what's going on in the political arena. But a lot of
so what happened yesterday? So what happened yesterday then?
All right. So long story short, it's a lot of he say, she say mess, and the girls are maturing. They're at that age where.
Wait, what grade do you teach?
Fifth
grade.
Yeah, and they have these problems. I call it hot mess.
Okay.
It's like a tell them to waiver. And so these girls, they have this problem, and they work through this problem, kind of, sort of, and they didn't really work through it like they should have. And so all this drama is coming back up lately, and they're being disrespectful to my partner and I. And they're just really testing.
Wait. Okay, stop. Okay, so the drama these girls are having, the mess that they were going through, is it amongst themselves or with another group of boys or girls or what? Or is it just amongst themselves?
Well, it's amongst themselves, and it's these kids. They were together, they play together, they stay in the same neighborhood, and it's just kind of spilled over into school. And so it's been the culmination. It's been the season finale. The last few weeks. That was not season 9. The season break, and so these girls,
the mid-season finale.
Yeah, the mid-season, the summer finale, the winter finale, or whatever.
It's like when they say something, it's like coming in March, and you're like, oh,
exactly. So long story short, the girls they're getting to these problems, and they're testing us, they're testing their boundaries, and all this drama is coming out, and they're having their little moments, and we're just dealing with that, you know. We don't get paid enough for this. Like, we really don't. And so yesterday, we've been having problems with behavior-wise with all of them. They'll go from one extreme to the next. Not homework, not this and that. So yesterday, I decided to be very petty. I had a petty party. I went to the store, and I got all these party supplies. I went to the donut shop, got these donuts, and my partner and I brought him in the room, and we were like, surprise party. But you got to get out because you didn't have your homework. You've been talking. We've had to correct you. You've been disrespectful. Get on out. When I say
stepping.
When I say it was some hurt ones in there, and then someone tried it, well, I can buy my own stuff. I know you want this from. That's not the point. You're not getting none of my stuff. So I had all kind of candy and glow sticks, and we literally had a rave in my classroom.
Glow sticks? You giving these kids E?
No, they had glow sticks.
Okay, just saying. And pacifiers? You give them pacifiers too?
Yeah. So we had Kool-Aid wasted and warheads and candy and all this stuff. And first of all, teachers don't like giving out candy. So, and I told them to be very petty and chew it and play with your stuff all day in front of them. And so after I had the petty moment, we had a little regular classes, and I met with them, and we had a little kumbaya session, and we had these things called positivity mailboxes, and I made them write something positive about everybody in the class, and everybody had a slip they had to put in everybody's bag. And so when we did all that, in silence, they read the positive things that their classmates had to say about them, and it got a little emotional in there. We had a little Dr. Phil moment. We had a little Oprah moment, and they were just like, oh my God, I didn't realize that they thought that about me. And even the troublemakers, they were like, I feel so much better now. I just feel relieved. And they were all kumbaya and singing and skipping during recess. And
was a 90s sitcom like oboe playing in the back of your head when this was going on? You know, when they have that tender moment in the sitcoms, it goes doo doo doo. Was that playing in your head?
Yeah, the one before the Kit Kat commercial. It was like,
yeah.
It was kind of like, you know that Doogie Howser ending theme when he's typing on the computer?
Do 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 do. Boom boom.
Boom boom boom. So, you know, it's just a work in progress. But you know what? Yeah. If I didn't care about these kids, we wouldn't do what we do.
True. And with that lovely, lovely story, I'd like to welcome all of my audience members to the What If podcast. I am your forever host, Ugo. And this week, I bring with me an old friend and classmate of mine, Mr. Jamal Robinson. Jamal, please introduce everyone to yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate you. My name is Jamal Robinson. I am a man of many talents.
Yes, he is.
Trades. I think the true saying is to be a jack of all trades and to be a master of none, and that's pretty much me. I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none. I am an educator. I'm a writer. I hold board positions. I'm a business owner. My current project now is God Save the Queen Apparel. My business partner and I are working on some phenomenal things, and hopefully I'll be able to share that later on.
Hopefully. I hope you will. Absolutely. This is, I will tell you this is plugorific. Anything you have to hawk or sell, trust me, you get all the time you need to plug it here, and I'll be pumping that. But yeah, Jamal, so you described what happened today. How have you been, man? I know it's been forever since we talked. You know, we go back and forth on Snapchat and Facebook and all that, but man, how have you been? Because for those of you who don't know, me and Jamal both got our MBAs together back in what was that, 2013?
I don't know, how old are you? That was a long time ago.
We are old, man.
No, you. I'm still here.
We are old.
I'm
pulling you with me.
All I can say, I'm close to the 90s. I'm not a mid 80, early 80 base.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. So I know you were teaching then. I guess you're still teaching now. So, and I guess you've done multiple things and done stuff. So, man, yeah. So, what have you been up to?
I've been taking this journey of education a little bit more seriously than I once was. You know, I started as a sub, and by the way, I'm a third generation educator. So I decided to, go ahead and get it out the way. And if I decide to leave, I have the opportunity to go on, rather than be 30 years down the road, decide to go back to education. And so I know that what I do, in some form, I'll always be educating. It's just now I'm in the classroom. And so as time progresses, we'll see what the divine presences have for my life. It's been an interesting journey. I will say that. We do everything from psychiatry to social work to just anything you can imagine. Pay the teachers more. Stop arguing over it. Just give the teachers more money.
Yeah, every time I see you, I just think in you and your teaching, you talk about it because you talk about it on Snapchat and things like that. I just think to myself every time you're on Snapchat, you got that look of I need to drink more on your face, because I just feel like these kids just push you to the edge, and some of the things they do. Because I remember when I was in college, and I was med school track, and so I did a lot of science classes, and I did well in my science classes. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, Ugo, you should totally be a tutor. You should totally be a teacher. Be so you're so good at it," and things like that. And when people said I should be a teacher, I was like, I could never be a teacher, because I could probably teach the subject, could be great, but I have that one kid who'd be like, "Fuck you, Mr. Ziffle," and I would snap and black out. And that kid would be on the ground, and I have blood in my fist, and I don't know what happened because he said something stupid, and then I go to jail because I beat up like a fifth grader because he said something stupid to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel I could be a teacher.
I mean, and a lot of people feel like that, and I'm not gonna lie to you. You get to that point, but then you realize that those kids are just like adults. They respect power. They respect realness. A lot of teachers have issues because they're not real with their students. They don't They don't constantly try to communicate. They're terrible.
I think a few of the teachers are in trouble because they are too real with their students. A la.
I mean, there's a balance. There's a professional balance. Find it, but you just have to communicate because they sense who's there for them genuinely and not. And I guess I do pretty much 90% of the time. I need a drink. I always say that if I ever ran.
I need a drink.
I would say that every teacher needs alcoholic beverages at least 30% off and tax free.
So you're telling me there should be like a bar in the break room? Is that what you're saying? In the teacher's lounge?
I understand now why one of my high school teachers had a bottle of vodka hidden in his file cabinet.
I have a question. This is a legit question. If like the school board, I guess the district would come and say, "Hey, listen, we can't give you guys raises. You deserve them. We can't give you raises, but we can do this. We're going to put a full open bar in the teacher's lounge. Would that be acceptable?"
I can guarantee you the union might be behind that one. And while we're on the topic of teacher compensation, can you please share with people to stop saying, "Oh, you guys have 2 months,
3 months of vacation."
People really don't understand the stress level, or even how summers go. Most of our summers are filled with professional development, especially if you're an administrator or your new teacher is tied up. Most of you don't get paid for it, And if you calculate all the extra hours the teachers put in during the school year, before actual report times, after actual report times, it still doesn't come close to the time that we get during the summer. So y'all cut the bullshit.
No, you're right. A lot of the times, teachers, what they'll do is they'll teach summer school to get paid time and a half just to make ends meet a lot of the times,
And even sometimes that's not there. But
and,
I make more than my aunt that taught for 30 years, retired, went back to school, has her husband's military benefits. I still make more than she does. And I've only been teaching 2 years.
Well, right now, let's get off the depressing stuff. Let's get something a bit more, razzle dazzle. You've been following a little bit of the news lately, Jamal? In the last 2 weeks since I've been on?
I've avoided it most of the
time. Have you heard about the man who brings Hollywood together, Mr. Harvey Weinstein? Have you been hearing about him?
Yes, I've heard about the Weinstein. I'm a journalism major. I know a little bit about Harvey.
Just a little bit. For those of you who have been living in Iraq, my show comes out every 2 weeks. So when this happened, it was after my show released. But Mr. Harvey Weinstein, he's been busy. We'll say that he's been busy for the last past few years, and a lot of people have been recently coming out with what he's been busy with. The reports have come out that Harvey Weinstein has sexually harassed, if not full out maybe raped some women while he's been a part of the Weinstein Company, part of Miramax, what Weinstein Company was before it was the Weinstein Company, was Miramax, and all amongst other things he's done in Hollywood. And not just him, a lot of other people have been coming out and saying stuff, and it's been a movement, the whole hashtag Me Too, and it's been a shitstorm to say the least, Jamal. It's been bad. And the thing is, usually like maybe once every 10 years a bombshell will come out saying like, oh, this person touched this person inappropriately, but it hasn't gone to this level, I don't think, ever. Well, to just be out on Front Street like this,
I mean, we're at a level of heightened awareness.
Yeah.
And people, given the last couple of years in general, with all the information that has been saturated out so quickly, people are in shock, but they're in, I don't know, like a twilight zone. And so they're battling between what they know is wrong, and they're battling between, I just don't want to deal with it, or I don't know how to deal with it. So a lot of things are overwhelming. There are a lot of things that people have known for years, and because of social media and instant communication, and just being emboldened in general to want to do things, whether you view it positively or negatively, is just a different culture. And in relation to Weinstein, these things have been going on for years. He's not the only one, but it's because of social media and all that, we see more sharing their stories. He's not the only big name that has been coming the last couple of days.
In fact, Corey Feldman, like years ago, he wrote a book called Choreography. I just read it. It's a really the book is it's a nice read. I mean, I feel that I feel in the book that he makes himself he says he's done some gnarly stuff, but I feel in the book he kind of makes himself seem a bit better than what he might actually be. I feel between what we see and what he says, the reality might be somewhere in the middle. But yeah, he's pretty much in the book. He said like there's some people, some high rolling people that you guys revere and love that they've done some dirty stuff. Kind of thing. He was talking about how Corey Haim pretty much at like the age of 11 got raped behind a trailer, and the guy just said like, "Oh, that's what we do here," kind of thing. And just the culture, just that Hollywood culture of kind of like, if you want to advance or succeed, you have to do this. Hell, what's her name? I forgot her name. From West Side Story, the woman who plays Maria. She was talking about like, yeah, even back in the 60s when I made West Side Story, they were trying to get me on the casting couch, kind of thing. Like, but she was like, I'm still here. I'm still doing this. And it's been going on. It's been going on like since it started. But I knew two things. I knew this was serious when two things happened. First, when the amount of people coming out, because this is Cosby-esque level of people coming out saying, that Weinstein's done this, to the point where New York and LA police are starting investigations, criminal investigations looking into this. And B, did you hear recently Terry Crews came out and said, yeah, I was sexually assaulted too.
Yeah, I saw that. As well as Lupita Long.
I saw that today.
Yeah, it's funny. Ricky Smiley was in there, joking about her running away like a slave. But
damn,
it's a culture that's not isolated to just Hollywood.
Oh, of course not. No, it's not. But the thing is that the thing is, it's one of those. It has to be seen here so people will start listening, because it happens. I bet it happens all the time in the corporate world or in other aspects of other industries, but it's to people that you don't know who they are. You've never heard of who they are. So you're like, okay, that's some random chick I don't know or some random guy I don't know type of thing. But when you hear people like Terry Crews, Lupita Nyong'o, Rose McGowan, Ben Affleck, what's his name? James Vanderbeek, Dawson's Creek. Dude, when Dawson's Creek's coming out saying like, yeah, those producers were trying to sleep with me when I was in Dawson's Creek type of thing. When people that you know, that you pretty much, let's be real, that you grew up with watching, that you feel like they're one of your friends or part of your family, are saying like, yeah, I was messed with and now that has messed me up in the head, you start to pay attention.
Yeah, sure. I have a question for you.
What's up? I'm all about questions.
Well, did you hear about what The Game, the rapper, allegedly did?
Oh, God, what did The Game do now?
Same thing, basically.
With who?
This time, apparently the girl is 15. She snuck.
So he went the R. Kelly route. Nice, okay.
He did do the R. Kelly. It's a running joke that he's running for the R. Kelly title of the year. But the girl is pregnant, allegedly.
How old is she now?
15.
Ooh.
Don't start. Don't.
I'm not starting, but I'm just saying, like, so usually the process is that you, in order to test paternity, the child has to be, well, I guess you could test it while they're pregnant, but they said there might be trauma. So if I'm The Game, I'm testing paternity, of course. Now, you could still say he said, she said, he slept with her, but, that might not be his baby. But if that's his kid, then...
But see, that's not even the issue. The issue is this is an established pattern at this point.
Oh, of course it is.
Pattern.
And the thing is, like, not only, like, that's, the crazy sad part is all this stuff is coming out, right? We're seeing all these cases and things like that. But we all know, or at least I know, for every case that comes out, there's 10 more that haven't said anything but happened.
Of course it is.
Kind of thing. So it's kind of like, and what's getting me is this, because I said Ben Affleck. When it comes to things like this, and even when it, like, even I could go back to the Las Vegas shooting or Hurricane Harvey that we experienced here in Houston, or Irma, when stuff like that happens, I feel that it's best when stuff like this happens not to say anything. And the reason I say that is because Ben Affleck came out and said, like, I am shocked and appalled. I never knew this happened. I've worked with Harvey all these years, and I never all this stuff happened. And then Rose McGowan came out and said, the fuck you didn't. I told you back in 97, and your response was, I can't believe he's doing this again, and you ran off to go talk to him.
Not only that, my understanding is that Ben Affleck had some issues too.
Apparently he was on TRL, and he was like, apparently he nipple twisted some like girl that was borderline not legal. I think she was like 18 or 17 or something like that. He was asking her like, oh, so how old are you anyway? It seemed kind of creepy, but I mean, yeah. It's just, Ben could be guilty of this too, kind of thing. Not to mention, I thought about this because Ben Affleck is our Batman now. And if this stuff gets so bad, do we have to start thinking maybe we have to recast Batman?
First of all, he should never been our Batman. And you know that as well as I do.
Oh, no.
He should never been. Ben Affleck's career should have ended years ago when he did that movie with
you can't say that, man. I mean, listen.
Come on now.
No. Listen. Are you really gonna make me sit here and defend Ben Affleck?
I'm just saying.
Okay, no. Okay, here's. All right, listen. I'm gonna give you an overview of what's going on. Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Good Will Hunting. All right, they're doing great things. I think after Good Will Hunting, or maybe around the turn of the century, 2000s, I think Matt Damon and Ben Affleck started going their separate ways. Ben Affleck started getting with Jennifer Lopez and that whole debacle and all that happened. And Matt Damon was starting to actually do serious stuff, great roles, winning Oscar stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And then I think Ben Affleck sort of kind of hit rock bottom until the point where it was like, this acting thing isn't working. Let me try getting behind the camera. And behind the camera as a director, he's great. The Town, Argo, there's a few, I think not Live by Night. That was actually one of the bad ones.
Basically what you're saying, Jennifer Lopez is the problem behind everybody's situation. That's what I'm
I will say this, Jennifer Lopez doesn't make a lot of people better. I'll just say that.
Neither did that show that she started. That show
Shades of Blue, isn't that show still on?
I don't think so.
I think it's kind of one of those off-season shows where, like, you know how like shows take a break between like December and March? It's one of those shows that's like January, February. It's like in those break periods.
I mean, look at the time slot that it's in. She has to compete with The Voice as well as the This Is Us. That took that time slot.
Is it on Thursday night?
I don't know. I don't even think anybody watches that anymore.
Man, I don't. Well, it has Ray Liotta. Come on, the star power of Ray Liotta, Jennifer Lopez. You're telling me that's not a hit? But so when it comes to like the Hollywood, like, I mean, let's just say this. I was thinking about this morning. When a lot of this stuff you can't condone it. This is totally wrong. The people that has come to light, they should be punished accordingly for what they've done. Apparently, I even read today that apparently Patrick Swayze was doing some down and dirty shit. Like, and he's dead.
Of course, he was. Shut up, Jamal. I'm not gonna say what I was about to say. I'm not gonna play that game.
What were you gonna say, Jamal? What were you gonna say? No censorship. What were you gonna say?
No.
What were you gonna say about Patrick Swayze?
I mean, was I the only one that didn't get any, I don't know, vibes from Dirty Dancing? I mean, what was the age difference between him and the girl?
And what's her? Well,
I mean, and Ghost, I don't think Whoopi was a little bit too close to him in that. But that just might be me speculating.
I just, who knows? Maybe, but the thing is, like, what I feel is that, okay, for example, saying the word, and I'm saying this as an example, I don't mean it to be offensive in any way to someone like that, all right? About 15 years ago, all right, saying the word faggot was okay, all right? But saying it now is like, ooh, that's not a good thing. You can't do it. They're going to shun you for doing it type of thing, right? And I feel that when Patrick Swayze and all these other guys were doing the horrible things they're doing, they were horrible then, they are horrible now. But you see how society advances and we move on, how things become socially acceptable and not socially acceptable. In the 50s, being gay was totally not socially acceptable and was a horribly wrong thing to do. Now, it's become a normal part of our lives type of thing. And I feel, which is very unfortunate, that the way men and sometimes women were acting towards people of the opposite or sometimes same sex. Oh yeah, that was another person. Rob Schneider apparently got assaulted too, of course. But when the way they acted towards these people at the time seemed like to them, and even unfortunately to the people that were being assaulted, as a normal thing. Something they didn't like, but they felt like, okay, this is what I have to endure in order to get what I want in this business type of thing. Which isn't cool, but I feel that's what they felt that was the norm. And norms change all the time. Like something we feel normal, like I was thinking about this, maybe having like a meme of something could be normal now. In 30 years, memes could be considered like hate crimes or something offensive. I don't know. So we have to consider me, and the only reason I'm saying this is for understanding, because a lot of people are like, I can't believe they did it. I don't understand why someone would do it. But I'm trying to understand why their reasoning behind what they're doing, not trying to validate what they did or say what they did wasn't wrong. But you could see how they could do it and get away with it and keep doing it. And all of a sudden they wake up one day and everyone's all like, dude, what you did was wrong. You're going to get in trouble. You know?
Yeah. It's just one of the things we just have to wait and see. I want you to think about something for a moment. I know I'm shifting gears, but it's really been on my mind. You remember Rocco's Modern Life?
Yes, I do.
You remember the company that they used to work for?
Was it Whammo or Conglamero or something like that?
Conglamo.
Yeah, Conglamo. Yeah.
You know, I love Amazon, but I feel like I feel like we're getting to that point.
What do you mean getting to that point? I'm sorry. Have you heard of Amazon? Have you heard of Disney? Have you heard of Walmart? We've been to that point for a while.
But no, compared to Walmart and Disney, Amazon is a massive conglomerate. Especially now, first of all, I wish I had a part of that portfolio. I wish I do.
Oh, you wish you could get in on the ground floor when Jeff Bezos was saying, "Hey, can I borrow like $1,000?" And people were like, "What the fuck do you want to do?" But a few dudes said, "Sure, here's $1,000," and now they're billionaires. Yeah, I wish too.
Well, first of all, at that time I was going into college. I think I was still in high school, partially in some areas. I couldn't convince my parents to do that. I wanted to, but I just, I mean, he's a great businessman. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. This is expanding rapidly. Like into areas that people are just not shying on. He's taking the Warren Buffett approach and he's adding 2.0 to it.
Absolutely.
And it's phenomenal to me. Because now soon everything will be Amazon. Everybody will be working for Amazon.
Pretty much. Speaking of billionaires and Amazon, our resident billionaire in chief, Agent Orange himself, President Trump.
I will not entertain.
No, you will entertain, because trust me, you're gonna like this one. Did you see what happened yesterday, the day before yesterday, when he was having like an impromptu press conference?
First of all, your president has dementia.
Well, this wouldn't be the first president to have dementia. But
hey, leave Ronald Reagan out of this.
I'm just saying. The great staunch when Republicans think about the good old days, they think about Ronald Reagan. When their hero is someone who suffered from dementia, clearly in his second term. I mean, I'm just.
So see, that's the thing about people, and all of us that are involved in the political process. Most of us are in the center in general. A lot of people identify with the parties, and they're not really identifying with the morals of the party. Mm-hmm. And not even necessarily morals. They're not
ideas. Ideals.
Ideals in general. And a lot of people is so interesting to watch. I was a part of this, and a lot of people are excited about Scandal and House of Cards. By the way, House of Cards actually has a predecessor to House of Cards, and it's based on the British
like House of Commons kind of thing, yeah.
Yes, and it's actually a little bit more scandalous than the original. But anyway, all that shit is real.
Oh, it is, because it's the British, man. They're stiff upper lip. The British fucking like 3-piece suits and ties. I mean, it's just.
But it's real. Everything that you see in House of Cards it happens daily, and it kind of scares you. It was one reason why I really didn't want to get too involved or stay in politics so long. But it's
This is a free form show, man. You talk what you got to talk. It's a free form show.
And right now we're entering election season, and it's only going to get worse. You know, you got past presidents making speeches, campaigning for people. You have candidates pulling out guns at rallies.
Wait, what?
You didn't hear it?
I know.
The guy that won the primary in Alabama.
Oh, well, okay. Never say no more.
Well, the thing about that is you have these political pundits that are coming after the representative that made the comment about what 45 said about the fallen soldier, and all of them are attacking her. You have chief of staffs attacking her. But they're attacking her for the same thing that they're keeping a blind eye to with their other pundit, Sheriff Clark, and all this other stuff. I'm not saying that one side is to blame, but I'm saying you have to be balanced and fair. It's so bad that I'm looking at this article that Chris Wallace from Fox News blasted his colleagues about being fair.
Fox News has been doing that for the last 2 years, dude. They've been trying to be like the mouthpiece for the Republican Party, but man, a lot of them are like, man, fuck this president. I can't, guys, you know me. You know I toe the GOP line, but I cannot do it with this guy. He's too stupid. I can't save him. like when fucking, not Chris Hansen, but when what's his name? Was that Hannity? Not Hannity. One of the pundits, one of the major big time Fox News pundits was sitting there like, no, this is stupid. This guy can't be doing this kind of thing, you know?
Well, they just added $1.5 trillion to the budget over the next 2 years. But it's not even common sense. And this is the stuff that's scary. Our Supreme Court has become polarized.
Oh, yeah.
And that was never the intention of it to become polarized.
They were supposed to be the neutral of most neutral parties, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the scary issue. And then you have showdowns like in North Carolina where the governor is fighting the legislator because the legislator wants to make appointments, whereas North Carolina currently has it to where they're elected. Now, is it the best decision? Not necessarily. However, if you get into a supermajority position and you have judges that have their seats for 10, 15 years, the real power is not really in the governorships and not in the federal government. It's in the governorships, the DAs, the sheriffs, the judges. This is where what makes our country keep going. This is the nooks and the crannies of all, and it's scary because you have people, although you may not agree with their ideology, they realize that their position is much more than themselves. Yeah. Like, for instance, my home state of Mississippi. Mississippi has been an interesting political field since its existence. When Barack Obama ran in 2008, for the first time in Mississippi history, the state was 730 blue. It split, 730 Republican. It split basically down the middle if you looked at the map. Then his second election, it got a little bit more. It became 68, 38 something. You know, the numbers were shifting. Then you have this election that, quote unquote, got stolen from the Tea Party by the establishment, Tea Party. Well, that individual that won it, he's in the news now because he's ailing. He's 80, 90 years old. He's getting sick. And you have these individuals that have been in Congress for years that, although you might not agree with the ideology, they make sensible decisions. And so you have these kitchen cabinet candidates, these radicals coming through with no experience, with radical ideologies that want to swift the pendulum either way. Is our system perfect? No. It will never be perfect.
No.
It's corrupt since its existence. I hate to say it, but it's been a working corruption. And a lot of things that were done in the dark are starting to come to light. And as much as I hate to admit it, it's time to pay the piper in some form. Now, how that's going to happen, I don't know. But it's a lot of things that our government has done worldwide and internally. And as we live in this age of information, we're going to pay the price in some form or fashion. What we got to do is really just sit and wait, as scary as it seems. I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just going to...
I agree with you on that. It's funny that you went down this like really deep and just very profound. Now I wouldn't say it's not a rant, but soliloquy you went on, and I just wanted to talk about how people were thinking there's a body double for Melania. I just want to talk about. Did you see that?
I did see that, and I looked.
So here's my question. No, wait. Before I go on, yes or no? Was that Melania Trump?
I mean, you say that like I was there, like I was actually in the group.
I understand, but you've seen the pictures, you've seen the video. Was that Melania Trump?
All I can say is the wife of the individual that is currently the leader of the people, she has very distinct features, and she is European.
That didn't answer my question, Jamal.
I mean, why do people ask questions they already know the answers to?
Oh, okay, all right. I will say this. That person that was standing by the president in that video. Now, here's the thing. It could have been Melania. It could have been a horrible, really bad day for her. I don't know. But that person who's standing next to the president that day looked kind of mannish. Is that just me, or did you? I mean,
strong Celtic features. I will say that.
Yeah, and then the hair was like kind of wispy.
I have
it looked wig-like.
I have never seen her wear shades in public.
Oh, she wears shades all the time. But it's weird how
Be honest.
she's to me when I saw it, the shades. First of all, the shades took up half of her face to really you can't see anything. Second of all, she had like some kind of brace on her nose. I don't know if that's with the glasses or something like that. And then third, her hair looks like a wig. Now, I'm bald. I'm not a wig expert, but it did not look like her husband's hair. It did not look real.
All I'm saying is the women that are built like Melania's stature and have her finances, they normally don't wear those type of wigs. They have weaves.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it looks really like that. Her hair did not look good in one way or another. It just didn't look good. So, I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not here with a tinfoil hat on my head. But that video was and not only that, his comments of like, here with my wife and Melania, clearly you see Melania here kind of thing. It was kind of like he was overselling her,
But that's what he does.
I know that, but it just seemed kind of peculiar. Even for him. See, that's the thing. It seemed kind of peculiar even for him. It seemed weird. So I don't know. I found that kind of odd. And I just wanted to see what your opinion on that. I guess you feel that she has strong Celtic features, as you say, even though she's not Celtic. Where is she from, anyways? I know she's an illegal immigrant. I know that.
She's not illegal.
How did she become a citizen of the United States?
She got married.
How did she become a citizen of the United States? Did you kind of leave out that she was on a work visa and overstayed her work visa?
First of all, she got married.
She overstayed her work visa, then got married.
I mean, they didn't prosecute it. It was Hillary's fault. Hillary let her do.
No. This was years ago. Of course, it wasn't recently, but years ago, she was a model. She was here in the States on a work visa.
George Soros' fault and Hillary. Lock them up.
Okay. You gonna be like that? You gonna be like that?
You know, it's those damn emails.
Which, speaking of, speaking of those damn emails, when they've recently seen, a lot of the Trump administration have been sending a lot of government emails on their own personal email, yet not a lot of people are giving a big stink about that, And
see, but the thing about that is, people don't realize personal emails are not as hackable as the government stuff. They're not easily targeted.
Are you serious?
I mean, think about it. I mean...
Have you seen Yahoo lately? And how many times they keep sending out if your information was on here, you've probably been hacked, kind of thing.
Because all of a sudden they're getting hip to the fact of government officials hiding stuff through popular email searches, rather than the official government email. I mean, that's just common sense.
I don't know, man. But enough of that. Let's get on to why we were here, the point at hand of why we're here. Now, every week, I always ask my co-hosts to come up with a scenario that they might think would be a good what-if scenario, something we can chew the fat on and talk about. And what Jamal brought up this week was very interesting, and also something I've always thought about, and I think was actually something I thought about before, but never really came to the forefront. So please, Jamal, tell everyone what your what-if scenario is.
Oh, yeah. So,
Why you act like you caught surprise? Oh,
well,
yeah.
I think I had something to spill that threw me off for a moment. My what if? What if we played our educators and like we paid our sports stars? And don't get in your panties in a bunch, because I want you to think about the Cosby Show, the second Cosby Show, not the Cosby Show, but Cosby.
What was it? Was it called The Cosby Show, or was it called just Cosby?
It was called just Cosby.
Yeah, it was called Cosby.
Network, and him and
no, it was on CBS. It was a CBS show. I remember that show. It was on CBS.
It was CBS because they had a CBS sports show. But anyway, they had an episode where one of their characters
was it Dougie Fresh on that show?
Dougie Fresh, as well as Crystal, whatever.
Oh yeah. Okay, so continue, please.
They literally had they literally satired how professional players get contracts and use teachers in that spot. And Griffin Vesey, that's Dougie Fresh's character, was being sought after. He wanted more money to teach. And it was fascinating to see how they did the play-by-play, and they had the play of the week as a teacher. And they featured local teachers or teachers around the country. And I just wonder, now money doesn't fix everything. Mm-hmm. I just wonder what our education system would look like if we compensated our teachers fairly without all the rigmarole and fake promises.
Or not even that. This is a what if scenario, so we're going balls to the wall. What if we compensated them like we would professional athletes? Meaning they would go through the same process and things like that. So when I'm thinking about that, now this is just me just spitballing. When I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking like you have school districts that are like teams, and like these school districts, let's say it's like baseball, right? Let's say it's like baseball where there's no salary cap. It's just if you have the money, just throw it at people, see if they stick. Mm-hmm. So what if it was like you're in college, you have a degree in education or something like that, and you're honestly being recruited in college, which ironically you would have professors who will also be the same way, but let's ignore that. So you're going to college, you're about to graduate from college, and you have literally school districts from around, not just the state, but around the country recruiting you, kind of thing. How crazy would that be?
Like, no, could you imagine the teacher combine? Like,
exactly! Oh, shit! I didn't even think about that.
Combine, like,
hi, I'm Rich Eisen, and right at the 2017 teacher combine.
Like, VR technology, like, the PowerPoint dribble, like stuff like that. Like,
here comes Jamal Robinson, and they've put him to the simulator of a ruly 4th grade classroom. All right, he has a paste eater. Let's see how he reacts.
They're gonna put in the bogey in one student there and see how he reacts, and he redirects and he has a checking for understanding, and now the kids are engaged. And he does under 30 minutes. They tested his kids tested with a percentile of 98.349. Like down to that percentage. Like it'd be
hilarious if there'd be like a teacher draft. Like if Roger Goodell's like, and Houston Independent School District selects Jamal Robinson. Like I don't know, Sam Houston State University. You come on, you put an HISD hat. They give you like an apple or something instead of a jersey.
Hilarious.
Oh man,
that's a great thought. But I got one what if. It just popped in my head.
Yeah.
It just popped in my head. Just randomly. What if Ray J sex tape never popped up and we didn't have to deal with none of this Kardashian bullshit?
Well, here's the question with that though. What do we still have to do with because if we go back, rewind to the whole Ray J.
Do not connect this to OJ.
No. I'm not even going there. Because remember, before the whole Ray J Kim Kardashian tape, Kim Kardashian was just the fat chick hanging out with Paris Hilton.
Exactly.
Okay. So my thing would be, if Kim didn't steal all the limelight, would we still be, because even though we still talk about Paris Hilton, things like that, would we still be engrossed as in Paris Hilton as we are today? Would we be engrossed in Nicole Richie? Because remember, Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, and the fat chick kind of thing.
First of all, Nicole Richie's dad and family not going for that. Neither are the Hilton family. They did a little bit so they can, at that time, I remember serves me correct, the Hilton brand was going through some mergers. They were doing some acquisitions. They didn't have a very strong portfolio. So they needed the attention. The Hilton family.
That type of attention?
Well, negative publicity can be turned into anything.
I understand that, but if you're pretty much bread and butter and your base is hotel management or hotels or real estate and things like that, and you're pretty much even though she's not even though she's called the hotel heiress, she's not going to inherit the Hilton empire. But that kind of publicity thinking, I'm going to put billions of dollars in real estate and hotel management into this person's hands. How is that a good thing?
I mean, hey, free publicity is good publicity.
Because if it was like entertainment, I'd understand. If it was like a production company or a studio, I get like, oh, she sizzle, I get that. But this is like serious portfolio, property kind of stuff. And she can't even, I don't know, she can't even do the simplest things. I don't know. Speaking of, now we really got on a tangent here. Of course, I guess you already know right now, Paris Hilton abhors black people. She does not like them at all. She would fuck anything, but if it's like a black person, like, oh god, no, kind of thing. It was just kind of odd. And I've heard firsthand from people that are in LA that have seen and heard witness firsthand of how she's not the friendliest to people of color. The whole Kim Kardashian, and it's odd because
are you ever surprised? Honestly,
not really. No, I'm not. And honestly, I wouldn't want to touch a person with a 10-foot pole. That's just me. But did you ever watch The People vs. O.J. Simpson?
Yeah, I did. It was actually a documentary. Yeah,
it was a great documentary. Remember how in the show they had Rob Kardashian, not Rob. Is it Robert? No, Robert Kardashian, and then his kids, his $3 and little son type of thing, and it was Kim and Kylie and all the rest. Well, not Kylie, but Kim and Kendall and all the rest of them kind of thing. So it's kind of one of those. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where they were the daughters of a high-powered LA lawyer type of thing, and even when all this Kardashian famous reality TV stuff happened, he was already dead. So, and I gotta bring it up because it makes sense, dude. With what's her name? Bruce? Is her not Bruce? What's his name? Her name's not Kylie. What's the wife's name? The wife, whatever,
Chris.
Jenner. Chris. Yes, Chris. Okay. I mean, she is she's very good friends with OJ at the time before all this happened.
Lovers.
Okay, and one of their children might not all be Roberts, So I don't know. So and that's the thing. OJ was the man back in the mid-90s type of thing. He was doing all this stuff, Hertz commercials, Naked Gun, stuff like that. Would they have found that way to fame? Especially even considered he was on trial for double murder? Or would the Kardashians just would have faded into being a somewhat rich family in LA but not really famous? I mean, what would have happened? Because of them, they started the template of people that didn't have to do sex tapes. All they had to do was be rich, and all of a sudden you'd make a reality show out of them, type of thing. If it weren't for them, would have all this made to fruition? Even though you could have maybe said the Osbournes was the first real reality show that showed a rich family and the hijinks that they do.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
What?
I'm sorry.
Elaborate.
Maybe that's the prejudice of me toward the Kardashians. Maybe that was a little bit. The only Kardashian I ever really cared for, it was actually two Kardashian Jenners.
Which
Khloe
Kardashian? Who?
It was Kourtney. Then Kourtney started doing that dumb shit, and then it was Kendall. Then Kendall did something really stupid. I really don't like her right now.
Okay.
And I don't care. I know they don't care.
I don't keep up with the Kardashians, but sure, I'm going to take your word for it.
I'm just saying, it just wasn't very smart. Speaking of which, I hope and I pray that Rihanna's Fenty Beauty puts whatever cosmetic company that family has in the ground and then buys it out.
Are they competing head to head type of thing? Is there some kind of beef between them or what?
Well, it's not a head to head thing. People are they're trying to and get the market of it. But Rihanna and the team that's backing Rihanna made it so solid proof that their sales projection says that by the next summer, her company would have made what Kim's cosmetic company and Kylie's cosmetic company made in the span since they were initiated. Kim's company is maybe 8 years old. Kylie's is maybe 3 or 4.
Okay.
But Rihanna's Fenty Beauty brand is going to outsell them all within 18 months or less. Might be less than that.
Okay.
So, because she did such. This shows why when you're a business person, you do your full research. But the company that presents Fenty Beauty is Kendall Brand. The company that owns Kendall Brand is Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, that luxury brand. So they don't just put their money in any brand. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out over the next week. And I know we went down another rabbit hole, but it's just me.
This show is the epitome of rabbit holes, man. That's just what we do. So the whole Kim thing and all of that, it's interesting. But let's get back to the whole teacher thing. So how do you feel like, because we were talking about at the beginning of the show how teachers are overworked, underpaid, and if there was a way where teachers were paid like athletes are paid a lot more, how do you think that teachers would react to that? Would they be like athletes now, where they're just acting a fool because they're given so much money, or would they, because they're actually educators, would they be educated with their money? Like, how do you think they'd react to that on a personal level, I guess?
Well, it just takes away from the stress level. I don't know if it'll be an overwhelming thing. Now, it just depends on the individual. When money magnifies what was already there. If you're a good person, you're going to do great things with your money. If you're a bad person, you're going to do questionable things with your money. And if teachers got paid more, depending on the type of teacher that you are, will depend on what you do with your money. The money issue really comes down to minimizing the stress. People want to be properly compensated for what they do. Don't just send me a flower. Give me something that I can use as tangible. Because a lot of people don't realize a lot of teachers spend a significant amount of their money on other people's kids. And I'm not just talking about for school supplies. Yeah. I'm talking about personal supplies, food, etc., classroom stuff, just to make classroom needs. And some districts are a little bit more well off than others, and they can supplement more. Teachers,
and the sad thing about that is it's unfortunate, because now a lot of parents, instead of seeing educators as part of the community or cooperative to help grow their children into adults, they see them as replacement babysitters.
Oh, yeah.
In that they see their kids like, all right, I'm sending you off to leave me for 8 hours a day so I can do my own stuff type of thing. Oh. And how these teachers are pretty much glorified babies in the parents' eyes. Not that they are, but in the parents' eyes, they seem like they're glorified babysitters. And sometimes their kid could be doing some horrible things at school. Teachers could be sending notes home or calling parents. Parents don't really care. Like, he'll be fine. He's in school. He'll figure it out. He's growing out of the phase. Not realizing they should be more active participants in their child's life. Being a parent's hard. Dare I say, being a parent sucks. And I feel that a lot of parents don't fully understand I guess they do know how hard it is, but they don't fully understand how much work it takes into putting into your child just for them to be competent, talkless of something great later in life, Yeah. And teachers have to pick up the slack a lot of the times, and you'll see sometimes some people that do the greatest things, like one of their biggest inspirations are their teachers. Like for me, for example, I used to hate reading as a child. I hated reading. We always had these reading assignments, things like that, until my 4th grade teacher, Mrs. Oxford. I remember her because she was very attractive. She had like a gray streak of hair in her hair. But she said, Ugo, you need to read this book. And the book was Dear Mr. Henshaw. Have you ever heard of that book, Dear Mr. Henshaw?
Vaguely remember, but that was you went in school 20 years before me.
Oh, okay. Well, it was, in the library. Dear Mr. Henshaw, I heard that little jab. Fuck you. I did not. I'm not that much older than you. You're late 20s. Anyways, and with that book, I just started reading more vigorously. I started reading the Goosebump books and all those other things. And she pretty much got me into my love of reading. So it's just one of those moments right there. You just just remember as a teacher type of thing, So
I want to be the type of teacher. Mm-hmm. It's funny because I did the positive thing that on mailbox with my students that I did with them, and I was reading those this morning, and they were just giving me stuff that I forget sometimes. I am the father for these kids, and they pull from me. They want hugs, they pull from me, and I have to put myself in a position to be pulled from, but you have to take care of yourself in that same instance. A lot of teachers are in the same boat. Not only do they have that, they have young families, they're worried about bills, disaster relief, this and that, and true enough, money doesn't solve all problems, but it helps minimize. And I think that you pay for what you get. If you give people security, they're able to get security, and it's just a proper investment. And it's just time to stop passing. But I was saying, if you give people
much better
what they deserve, you'll get more than what you deserve.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you on that one. So, any last thoughts or parting thoughts in this what if scenario? Or
I would say, invest in yourself. And the best way to invest in yourself is to invest in the person or the individuals who are willing to invest in you. Because when you pour into other people, they're able to pour into you. Whether it's knowledge, encouragement, support, security. Invest in those people. Give to them. Give them support so they can give back to you when you need it the most. And that's what teachers are. Teachers are not people that are just in the classroom. Teachers are people that encounter you on a daily basis, that want to help you be better, to strive to be better, to give you the security you need to do what you want to do. And that is why we should do what we should do. That is the what if. It shouldn't be any question. Invest in yourself, invest in the future.
Never, truer words are never spoken. So please, Jamal, this is the plug time. Please tell everyone how they can reach you, what you're doing, and all the other good stuff, my man.
I can be reached on Twitter at He Teaches. He Teaches. If you have any questions, you can visit my website at gstq.life. I'll be blogging more lately. Be on the lookout. I'm in this Shonda Rhimes writing class, master class presented by Oprah. If I can ever finish it, I've been doing it for 9 months. I'll be on the lookout. You'll see some of my publications I've been writing for years. They're coming back to life. You know how it is. I'm trying to get my George R. Martin on, but at least I'll finish my books in time.
Oh, wait, are you telling me you're trying to write a book and then somehow write your way out of an ending that you didn't know you were going to get to? Is that what you're trying to say?
First of all, he's a method writer. You just don't know what it is, and it's driving you crazy. Okay. So just chill out.
All right.
Enjoy the ride, and yes, I'm a writer, and we start writing one thing, then start writing something else, and never finish it. But just deal with it, because if it wasn't for us writers, you wouldn't have nothing to watch on TV.
That's very true. I remember the writer's strike. It was some dark days back in, what was that, 09?
Is that when we got stuck with Willa Grace again?
Man, you know what? TV. It's okay to come up with new ideas. It's fine. It's okay. Don't be scared. You don't have to keep rebooting shows like Will and Grace or SWAT or all the other shows you reboot, or MacGyver. You don't have to keep rebooting shows that we had 20 years ago. It's okay to come up with... I heard that show's actually...
Did you know they brought back Dynasty? It's actually pretty good.
That's it. Yeah, see? Like, sometimes it works, but let's be real. I would be okay if they brought back a Dynasty-like show but didn't call it Dynasty. That's fine! But don't actually bring back the show Dynasty. I mean, come on, man.
I mean, they had to use it. I mean, it's rights tied to it. But
I know, but still, it's kind of like, come on.
Come on, man. Like when they brought back Dallas?
Yeah, on TNT, whatever. Anywho, is that all? Is there anywhere else they can get you, man?
No, that's pretty much it. People are stalkers these days, and I'm losing.
Yeah, they are. They'll find you. Well, everyone, if you want to find me, I am on YouTube. So go to YouTube and look up The What If Podcast. Search for that. You will see a picture of a blue background and a bald dude with a beard. That is me. Like, subscribe, put comments, share it everywhere. Make sure everyone you know and love sees it and listens to it. You can also get me on SoundCloud. Go to soundcloud.com/thewhatifcast. You'll go there. You can subscribe to my page, like all my recordings there. I would love that. If you have any questions and concerns for me, any what if scenarios that you want to talk about on the show, if you just like Jamal and his in deep philosophical views here, please email and tell me about it. Email me at thewhatifcast@gmail.com. If an email is too formal for you and you're on the go and you just like to look at Twitter feeds, we're on Twitter as well. You go to @the_whatifcast. We're also on Instagram. Go to Instagram, like a picture, hashtag, whatever, all the other good stuff. Look up What If Podcast. We're on Instagram. And also, I am on Facebook. Just look up What If Podcast. Once again, Jamal, it was a pleasure, and I am so glad you came on. We went in all different types of directions, but that's what I love.
What I do, I'm a teacher. I mean, whatever happens, happens.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. So thank you for being on, Jamal. And with that, thank you, everyone, for listening to the What If Podcast, and I will see all of you next time. Say goodbye to the audience, Jamal.
All right. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate it.
All right. I will see you guys next time.